This week's assignment is a media alert, and this builds on a number of things that you've already learned through the other assignments in your readings. Let's first talk about the purpose before we talk about the specifics. Why do we want to issue a media alert? Well, we want to generate news coverage of a number of different kinds of things. In this assignment, which is based on the Real World Festival, you want the media to come and cover some aspect of it. Not the entire festival, which is a multi-day event, but one particular aspect. So maybe what they'll want to do is a feature story, and a media alert is one way to do that. You can think about it this way. There may be an artist that you wanted news coverage of, and instead they're going to write a feature story or profile, much like the one you wrote for our class of an up-and-coming artist or other individual. Lastly, you might want to generate awareness of the festival and the people through a short article. It might be a news column, 15 to 20 seconds of a TV news broadcast, or it might be a blog post, such as the one you wrote earlier in the semester. There are a number of elements to the media alert. The most important, obviously, being the email subject line, as you know from your story pitch assignment. Then you'll need an attention-getting headline. You want to get across to the specific audience that you're trying to reach why this is important. You'll have the 5 W's, about us, a media contact, which is you, and other information. So here's an example of an email subject line based on the Hatsume Fair, which is what you'll be writing about for this assignment. Taiko drummers to play traditional modern beats at Hatsume Fair. In the media alert itself, you'll actually want to put the title Media Alert. Why? To separate that from a story pitch, a press release, or something else that you might be sending to a media person. In this case, you'll notice that our headline is longer than your traditional one of 70 characters or less. That's okay, because this is a directed message to the individual. So here we have the Japanese drummers offering traditional and jazz styles at the fair. Now let's get to the 5 W's. The who are the drummers. The what is what they will be doing, and we want to be very specific about what they'll be performing on the stage. We have the when, and notice that we use the day of the week, the date, and the time. News media people need to know exactly when to be there so they're not wasting their time coming too early or arriving too late. We want to be as helpful as possible with this information. The where includes the street address, the town, the state, and the zip. Why do we provide this much detail? Let's think about it. You send this out and it goes to a TV reporter who's out on the road in his or her news van. They might be somewhere far, far from where you are. With this, they can punch in the address into some kind of map software and it will tell them exactly how to get to your location. The last section, and this is the one that requires a lot of thinking, is because of its two parts. First, you want to explain why this is important in terms of the festival, and secondly, what is it that this event contributes to the festival? So again, 2 parts, the festival in general and to this particular alert, because there could be many things that could be covered as part of the festival, but in this case, you want specifically to show why this particular event is important. Now we get to the About Us sections. The first one relates to the performer or the event, and notice that you can include a link to that performer's website for more information. Second, we need an About section for our client, which in this case is the Murakami Museum and Japanese Garden. Now this is an example. You'll want to find an updated version of the About section, which you can find pretty easily doing an online search. Just make sure that you're finding a release from either 2018 or 2017. Now we get to the media contact, which is you. So you'll have your name, agency or organization, your email address, office and cell phone numbers, and a Twitter ID. Why would you include your cell phone number? Well, think about the event. You're out there at it the day of, the time of, and the TV station or reporter is trying to get in touch with you. Calling your office phone number won't do any good. The person needs to be able to reach you by cell phone number, and based on my experience, odds are you'll get a text saying, hey, we're coming, let's make arrangements. Now, let's talk about the event itself. You're going to be taking the 2018 Hatsume Fair at the Murakami Museum. As you'll see in just a moment, there's all the information you need, at least the basic stuff, is right there on the site. You can also read this blog post, which will give you some ideas for what you might want to do for a media alert. Here you'll notice on this wet screenshot that you've got information on tickets, things you can do, things you can eat and drink. There's a whole anime thing that they do at the Hatsume, which is very popular. The vendors have their own programs, and the FAQ gives you a lot of good background information. So you're going to prepare a media alert for the event, and you're going to use the samples as the guide. Remember, you need to show what makes the activity or the performers newsworthy. And you're going to add a media list, at least 2 of which are blogs and the same information that we noted before. For the online section, the deadline is April 9. For the in-person section, April 12, with 1 revision. You'll follow the same directions that we have for all the other assignments. And just with the other assignments, you'll receive an edit 1 back. You'll return that as edit 2, and you'll get a deadline for final grading. Want to discuss this or any other assignment? Please email me to schedule an editing session.